Welcome back. I hope we've all recovered after Nats this weekend. It was intense. It was Gabumon after Gabumon after Gabumon after Gabumon. But anyway, congratulations on your win, Spoogie. Spoogie? I think that's his name, Spoogie, with your Gabumon. Great game. Now that Nats is over, we can focus on other deck lists and everything else now because Ice Wall is limited to 1. Oh. We have to reevaluate all of our decks, so that's going to be so much fun. And I wanted to start off with a different type of deck. So I was looking at Jessamon and Gabumon and I was like, I'm done. I don't want to play them anymore. I'm just done. Now, obviously, I still love to play Musket and I am a huge purple stan, like purple all the way. You've seen my mats, you know. And of course, I wanted to play something different because I like picking up new decks and I like learning new decks and I like how easy it is in Digimon just to pick up literally any deck and you just kind of play one game and then you know how the deck plays. It's great fun. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to win all the time. So I built this one because I think it's different. It has a decent chance against a lot of decks. I do believe that. I'm still in the process of testing it. The ratios are good. I haven't bricked with it, touch wood. I've always had my stack, which is very nice. So I think the ratios are good. Let's get into the deck anyway. Make sure to go to topdecktcg.com and use code BULB810 for 10% off your next purchase. Also, thank you to the fabulous LumchopArt for this insane mat. I'm in love with her. You can still get yours, by the way. If you pre-order before Valentine's Day, you get a sticker and a poster with it, which is super cool. So, go to LumchopArt.com if you want one of these fabulous mats. Anyway, into the deck profile. So first off, we are playing 4 of the Xiaomon. So if you have 10 or more cards in your grave, the inherent effect is retaliation. And that's what this deck is all about. This deck is all about retaliation. You're fighting back. It's Year of the fucking Villain, guys. Let's go. And then because we do need to get 10 cards in our grave, we have the one DemiMyotismon. He's just good. He's a draw trash. You might be wanting to draw into your piece and need to put some dudes in grave. That is fine. Now this deck doesn't solely play from your trash, which is kind of cool, so you don't really need to have a huge stack in your trash. Obviously it does help, but it's not 100% necessary like it is with Lilith. So into our rookies. Probably one of the coolest rookies I'm playing, and I just think he's neat, is Digimon. So it's the one that came out in the EX01 set. So he has retaliation. This little bugger can take down an entire Jessamon stack if given a chance. He does have some drawbacks, obviously. It's not, if he could just do that straight off the bat, he would be completely broken and banned from the game more than likely. If you have a Myotismon on board, then you can attack a Digimon. If you don't have a Myotismon on board, you can only attack the security, you can't attack the Digimon. But if you're attacking the stack, the security, and he lives, then he's going to be suspended. If anything goes into them, it's going to die. So that's kind of cool. He's kind of protecting himself a little bit, I guess. But if you have the Myotismon, any of the Myotismons really, he can attack, and he's a vicious little bugger. Next up, we have 3 of the Gabumon. This is the BT2 Gabumon, and his inherent effect is on deletion. You draw 2 cards and trash 1 card, which is really, really good because, again, if you're trying to draw into some pieces, and it's a little bit of trashing to build up your trash for the Xiaomon, but not enough that you're going to be decking out anytime soon. Then I have 2 Labramon. Again, you've got your draw trash on play, filling up your graveyard just a little bit, but also it gives you a dude that you can attack with just for fun. A little bit of early aggro, or use him for your stack, put him on your egg, do whatever you want with him. He's a fine rookie. Then, because every single deck has to play one, we have our 2 Gazimon. Stops your memory boosts. The majority of decks are playing some form of Gazimon. You know yourself at this stage. For my last 2 rookies, I have 2 Tapermon. On deletion, draw a card. He's just good. He's just a good boy. Now moving on to our level 4s. We have 4 Wizardmon. He also came out in the EX01 set, and he is just a super, super cool card. He's OG. So Wizardmon himself has retaliation, which is a very, very cool effect because he's only 3,000, but he's going to take down whatever's trying to take him down, or if he needs to kill a massive stack, he can do that because retaliation is insane. Then you put a dude on top of him. All of a sudden, every single one of your retaliation guys has rush. So now he has rush. Put a Myotismon on top of him, he has rush, and he can attack a dude. That's insane. He's your most important level 4. Next most important level 4 is your Digimon. So Digimon, the same as Wizardmon, has retaliation, but he gives an inherit of retaliation as well. So the aim of this deck is just take them down with you, boys. You know, if I'm going down, you're coming down with me. Then I'm playing 2 Vilemon, just some big blockers if I need to buy some time for myself. So that's why we playing him. And now on to our ultimates, our level 5s. We have 4 Myotismon. So again, he's from the EX01 set. So this Myotismon is very important. If you're digivolving a level 6 Myotismon onto him, you get to do it for 1 less memory. So I think most of the Myotismons to digivolve into are 4 cost. He makes them a 3 cost. And also his inherit effect is very nice. So all of your Digimon with retaliation can attack unsuspended Digimon. They can just clear boards and it doesn't matter what their DP is, because they're either going to beat over them or they're going to take them down with themselves. So it's a very cool mechanism. I really like him. And then Myotismon, if you digivolve into him, you get to attack Digimon with your Devimon, because now you have a Myotismon on board. The other level 5 that I'm playing is a blast from the past. It is the Black War Growlmon, back from BT5, useful again. I'm sure it'll be coming back in a lot more decks anyway. Black War Growlmon, his main effect is if you Digiburst 3, you get to play a level 3 dude from your trash, which is, it's a good effect. His more important effect is the inherit effect underneath. So once per turn, you can delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. So you could give your Myotismon 2 attacks. And I'll tell you why that's important in just a moment. Just keep it in mind. This is just a very good card. So then for our level 6, the whole reason I built this deck was because I was looking into this card a little bit more. Although I think he's a very strange looking guy with his teeth on his knees, I do really like the art. I think it's kind of like creepy cool. Of course, because he's in a retaliation deck, he just inherently has retaliation, which is nice. And then once per turn, he gets to play a level 4 or lower Digimon with retaliation from your graveyard for free. Just once per turn when you're attacking, which is really, really cool. You build up your stack. He has loads of really cool stuff underneath him. So for example, we've got the Wizardmon underneath him, and we might have the Myotismon underneath him. Okay, so that's kind of the perfect stack for this VenomMyotismon. You get to bring back a guy from your trash that has retaliation. Then any of your Digimon with retaliation get rush. So suddenly all of your retaliation dudes can just straight up attack. And that doesn't matter if it's from your grave or if it's from your hand. So if you're on 3 memory, he attacks, brings back, say, another Wizardmon. That Wizardmon can now attack because he has retaliation, therefore he has rush. And then you just play a Devimon from your hand. He also has rush because he has retaliation. So that's very cool. And also, if you have this Myotismon underneath him, then all of your Digimon with retaliation and rush can now attack unsuspended Digimon. So it's very cool, and no on-board stuff is safe. And then the other VenomMyotismon we're playing, the BT2 VenomMyotismon. So he has security attack +1. And then when on your opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon becomes unsuspended, you get to gain a memory. So if they have 3 on board, during their unsuspend phase, they just unsuspend 3 and you suddenly gain 3 memory. So if they don't have their Madoki or their Gazi or whatever on board, then you're just going to gain a lot of memory from their unsuspend phase, and that can put it back onto your turn. So that's very, very cool effect. Then if you pair VenomMyotismon with your Black War Growlmon, you security attack +1, delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend him, security attack +1 all over again. The perfect stack with him would be VenomMyotismon with the Black War Growlmon, and then you have this VenomMyotismon with a Wizardmon and a Myotismon. Ideally, it's not always going to work out like that. You may only get one or the other, but there's a lot of really cool inherent effects that you can put under these boys that will just cause so much trouble, and I love it. I'm living for it. Then, of course, we have some level 7s, and the level 7s I'm playing 3 Omnimon Zwart Defeat. This deck is pretty much budget until you get to the Zwart Defeats, but you don't have to play these. You could play a Millenniumon instead. So Millenniumon is, so you could play extra of these VenomMyotismons instead of these Zwart Defeats if you want to keep it more budget, or you can play Millenniumon, but you can Digivolve on top of them to just delete a guy, and then when he gets deleted, if he has Digivolution cards underneath him, he just gets to bring himself back. So that's very cool. But I do like the Zwart Defeats in it just because of our current format where it's very tamer heavy and their tamers are very important. So this card is pretty good. So then for our option cards, I'm playing 2 of the Glaive Memory Boost. You get to just return a Digimon from your trash to your hand. Because they all have retaliation, sometimes they're going to just be swinging into guys that are bigger than them. It's going to take itself down another one. So you should have a decent amount in your trash already. So it's good just for bringing back a dude from your trash, and then obviously the memory gain. I'm playing 2 Trump Sword because I think it's just a really good card this format. If it's seen in security, that's just insane. And if you're not quite there with your stack yet, but you need to kill one of their stacks on board fast, it's a good way to make it happen. I know you are playing a lot of guys with retaliation, but your demi-devi can't actually attack dudes unless you have a Myotismon on board. So sometimes it can be a little slow to build up your stacks. I mean, most decks that are stack building decks have the issue where they need maybe a turn or two more than like a Rookie Rush deck or something. But that's why we have our blockers and we chuck our other small dudes out as fast as possible to try and put a bit of aggro on board so they try and get rid of your guys rather than trying to get rid of your security. I'm playing 1 Fight for Your Pride. You can play a purple level 4 or lower Digimon from your trash. If you have a Myotismon on field, that Digimon gains blocker. So you could potentially have a blocker that has retaliation on board. So that is very cool. Then for our tamers, I'm playing 2 Sora and Mimi. If your opponent doesn't have a level 4 or lower Digimon, you get to gain 2 memory, and then one of your purple Digimon's attacks, you get to suspend it to draw a card and then trash a card from your hand. So it is filling up your trash, but it's also giving you extra draw so you can get further into your deck to get all of your pieces as fast as possible. Then I'm playing 2 Matt. He's a memory fixer and he just gets to add 1 back from trash, which is kind of nice. And then lastly, I'm playing 1 Analog Boy. I just think he's a really cool card and I really like him for the deck. You know, as with retaliation, you are swinging into guys possibly that are bigger than yours and you're just going to die, and then you could use his effect, which is really cool. I think he's going to be a staple in a lot of decks going forward, so he's just nice to have. I like him. That is it for the deck. So let's go talk about it some more. So everybody, that is our deck. Let me know what you think of it. If there's anything that maybe would work a lot better in this deck to maybe give it more of an advantage. I really like Purple's mechanisms in the first place, the way that they utilize their trash, but at the same time do things like retaliation. I just like the playstyle of it. Like I said before, I'm a total Purple stan, and I really like VenomMyotismon. I just think his being able to play a guy, and then of course you have Rush and you've got retaliation and you're able to attack unsuspended dudes. Like, this deck could be cracked. Yeah, play around with it. Let me know what you think about it. I will keep testing it and hopefully try and win something with it. Maybe I might take it to my next locals. We don't get that many locals here, unfortunately. I think I have one like every 2 weeks. So I'll give it a shot and I will report back. And make sure you report back as well. But for now, I'll just be testing it with my housemates and online. So everybody, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time of day it is around where you are, and I will see you next time. Bye.